Hey guys, Adeeb here from Scent Society, and today I'm going to bring to you the top 15 niche fragrances for spring. I'll probably make another one for top designers for spring as well. So, I have a few honorable mentions to start off with. Some of them might be discontinued, or some of them I really like artistically, but I haven't been able to give them much wear. My top 10 are my most worn spring scents as well. So, I'm gonna start off with a discontinued one. Apple Brandy, New York by Killian. So this one's a discontinued one. You don't get this anymore. But if you want to smell like it, you can always get an Apple Brandy on the rocks and maybe mix it with the new old fashioned and you'll get Apple Brandy New York. This one smells a lot more dense than Apple Brandy on the rocks, and it has that dry down of single malt in there. So yeah, this is something I like to wear on spring nights. This also gives me like a good longevity of around 10 hours. It's not very strong, but I really enjoy the smell on me. The next two honorable scents are going to be barbershop scents. So these are modern barbershop fragrances. And the first one's going to be Roja, Danger Pour Homme. And the other one is B612 by Nishane. They smell like a barbershop, but a lot more modern. They have more vanilla in them and they both smell very different, but I would say they have similar vibes. If you want to go for a modern barbershop, then you can go for either of these. The next honorable mention is Iris Malikan by Mason Crivelli. And this one is very irisy, as the name says, but it's also like dense and airy at the same time. This smells like rain to me, guys, like petrichor or petrichor, however you call that. So this literally smells like that to my nose. The last honorable mention is going to be Paragon by Initio Parfums. So Paragon is a very light, plummy, woody fragrance. So this is in the same vein as Plum Japonais by Tom Ford, but it's a lot more airy and doesn't have the same oud that Plum Japonais does. This one smells very zen mode, very calming, but somehow I can appreciate this scent artistically, but I don't enjoy it on myself that much. I like to smell the bottle from time to time just to get the smell, but it doesn't do that well on my skin. So that's the last honorable mention. Now finally we're going to get into the top 10. Starting off with number 10, this is a really masculine rose, and it's going to be Amouage Lyric Man. Lyric Man is a very citrusy, light, rosy, woody scent. It has some slight green nuances as well. This one is just really well blended and it does really well on my skin. Goes on for easily around 8 to 10 hours and I really enjoy the smell on myself. So I don't know if this is going to get you a lot of compliments, but if people do smell you and they like rose scents on men, they'll probably really like this. Usually men don't wear rose scents, but when they do, it smells very masculine as well. Go for it if you're into rose scents, guys. You won't regret this. Moving on to number 9, it's going to be 40 Knots by Xerjoff. So 40 Knots by Xerjoff is a very unique marine ambery scent. Smells very light in the air, but it has some sweetness as well. And this one performs really well on my skin, goes easily up to 10 to 12 hours. And the projection is pretty good on this as well. It has similar vibes to Ambre Nuit by Christian Dior, which I enjoy a lot, but I think this is more appropriate for spring. Number 8 is going to be 1270 Extreme by Frappin. This is not spoken about enough in the community and I really enjoy this one, especially for the smell. This smells like fresh fruits with some vanilla in the background. It's very well blended. If you guys have smelled the original 1270, which gets rave reviews in the community, but it doesn't last and project as long, this one is a slight improvement on that. I would say it lasts about 8 hours on my skin with a very moderate projection, but this just smells really good, guys. This is one of those scents, if someone smells on you, they are likely to just follow you around. Number 8 is going to be Elysian Parfum by Rochadaf. and Elysium Cologne by Rouge d'Or. So I like wearing both of these as a combo. Elysium Cologne is more for the summer and this is more spring. But when you mix both of these guys, this smells really good. You get really good projection from the cologne and you get good longevity from the parfum. So that's why I like to mix both of these. These both smell so good together, guys. Smells like citrusy, fruity vanilla in the background with some woods. And this is a lovely combination. It gives me at least like 8 to 10 hours on my skin when I mix both of these. If I'm wearing just this one, it'll give me 6 hours. Just this one, 10 hours with like very low projection. But together, they work really well. So these are going to be number 7. Number 6 on my list is City Rhythm Miami. This one smells like a freshly poured pina colada. It has that coconut creaminess in the background. And guys, this one smells really good. I think this is an extrait concentration as well. And it does very well in the summer and spring. But I would say this is more of a spring scent with that sweetness in the background. I think I need a backup of this one. It's almost done. I have totally run through this juice. So that's going to be number 6. Guys, we're finally going to get into the top 5 now. And these are some of my most worn scents. Number 5, Amarud Luna Vetiver. So this one smells like fresh vetiver grass with some sweetness in the background. This has some woods in the background as well. And this one smells really good, guys. And this is a beast mode freshie. It performs on my skin at least 10 to 12 hours. And it does really well. It has similar vibes to, I would say, Grey Vetiver by Tom Ford. But this one is a lot more stronger than Grey Vetiver. So number 5, Amarud Luna Vetiver. So number 4, guys, is going to be more of an either or situation where you can either go for Bal d'Afrique by Byredo or Contralto by Sospiro. Both of these are very light, vetivery, sweet, floral scents. I feel like Contralto is more heavy on the florals and the woody powderiness, whereas Bal d'Afrique is more light and airy on the skin. But when you mix both of these guys, they smell really good. You get really good longevity with Contralto. This has lasted on my skin almost like 24 hours at one point of time. And the new formulations of Bal d'Afrique don't perform as well. I know the one which I have is pretty old and it does 8 hours on my skin, but the new ones might give you around 4 to 5 hours. So if you want to go for a good layer, you could go for a layering combination of Contralto and Bal d'Afrique. So that's number 4. So we're finally going to get into the top 3, guys. It was really hard for me to rank these in any particular order, but this is what I've gone with based on my taste today. The top 3 might just change according to how I feel on that given day. At number 3 is going to be a combination of very similar scents to my nose, and that is Bois Imperial by Essential Parfums and Ganymede by Marc-Antoine Barrois. Bois Imperial smells very green, woody, has that Akigala wood signature that Quentin Beach uses. And Ganymede is a lot more sharper with the citrus and minerals, but it has that same Akigala wood in the background. I would say Bois Imperial is a more rounded off scent in terms of feeling more smooth, whereas Ganymede has a more sharp metallic-y feel, but it's blended really well as well. Both of these last really long and perform really well on my skin, but I think Bois Imperial is a lot more wearable and you can go with Ganymede for more special occasions. So in terms of smell, I would say they smell very androgynous, minerally, fresh, woody scents. Yeah, that would be the right way to describe these. And these are going to be on number 3. Number 2 is one of my most old niche scents that I've had for at least 8 years now, and that's going to be Bleecker Street by Bond Number 9. Bleecker Street smells like blueberries with some green, violet and vanilla in the background. The vanilla is very light and airy. It smells like blueberries being mashed in vanilla. This has similar vibes to Aventus to my nose, but it doesn't smell like Aventus. I feel like the blend is really good and very close to Aventus in terms of quality. But this could easily be an Aventus alternate. And Bleecker Street lasts on my skin for about 8 to 10 hours. Some people complain about the longevity and projection. On my skin, it doesn't project as much, but it does last, and I just love smelling this on myself. If other people could smell me, I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it, but to be honest, the projection is not really great on Bleecker Street. But this is one of those scents I just enjoy on myself on a nice warm spring day. It might as well have been number one, but as it stands, just because of the longevity and projection, I'm putting this on number two. But the smell is exquisite, guys. I would heavily recommend everyone to like at least sample this one. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as well. That's number two, Bleecker Street. Finally, guys, we are going to my number one spot. This has been quite special. I got this very recently, but I've worn it quite a lot. It lasts really long on my skin. It projects really well as well. And I've been very impressed with this house lately. They've been making really good scents, which last really long and project as well, which is how I love them. But at the end of the day, the smell has to be really good as well. And this one just satisfies my nose in the best way possible. So number one is going to be Basso by Sospiro. So Basso is a very light, citrusy, aromatic scent. It smells really good in the air. So it has similar vibes to Terre d'Hermes and Isola Blue by Roja Dove. But this one feels a lot more refined than Terre d'Hermes. I actually haven't compared it to Isola Blue side by side, but I have tested Isola Blue as well, and I felt like it was very similar to this. But this one works out better in the price to ml ratio. So I went for Basso. This one easily lasts on my skin for about 12 hours and projects quite heavily in the first 3-4 hours. But it doesn't bother anyone with its projection. It's a very nice calm scent which would work well even in like office surroundings. So I've been wearing this a lot to work. It has a very light floral, vetiver fragrance in the background with light hints of spice. It just smells really good, guys. So yeah, that's going to be my number one for the spring, Basso by Sospiro. So this list was really hard for me to curate. It took me about half an hour to just choose the scents, and then putting them in order took another half an hour. So guys, that has been the list for the top 10 fragrances for spring, niche edition. And stay tuned for the designers coming your way. So I'm keen to hear what you think about my list. Please do comment what your favorites are. Please do like, subscribe and comment, and stay tuned for more content.